There is a language that birds have been speaking in your yard that you might not have understood. There is a communication that has been happening right over your head for years. There are signals that birds have been sending that carry deep meaning if you only knew how to read them. The signals are subtle. The signals are sophisticated. The signals are real. And the signals have been directed at you personally. A cardinal that lands on your feeder at the exact time you appear at the window is not random timing. A yellow sparrow that approaches when you sit still and leaves when you move is not coincidental behavior. A bird that nests in your yard after years of avoiding it is not indifferent to your presence. These are signals. These are forms of communication. These are birds trying to tell you something. The signals carry meaning about safety, about trust, about recognition, about acceptance. The signals are invitations. The signals are affirmations. The signals are personal connections being established and deepened. Most humans have no idea that these signals are being sent. Most humans walk through their yards unaware of the communication that is happening. Most humans do not understand that birds are sending messages. But the signals are there. The signals have been sent countless times. The signals are continuing right now. And if you begin to understand the signals, if you begin to recognize the language that birds are speaking, your entire relationship with the birds in your yard will transform. You will understand that you are not alone in your yard. You will understand that birds are communicating with you. You will understand that there is a relationship happening. The signals are real. The communication is real. The personal connection is real. And understanding the signals will change everything about how you experience your birds and your yard. The first signal you need to understand is the signal of approach. When a bird approaches you instead of fleeing, the bird is sending a signal. The signal is saying, "I trust you." The signal is saying, "I do not perceive you as a threat." The signal is saying, "I am willing to be near you." A cardinal that lands 10 feet away instead of fleeing is sending the approach signal. A sparrow that stays at the feeder while you stand at the window is sending the approach signal. The approach signal requires trust. The bird would not approach if the bird perceived danger. The approach signal is an affirmation of your safety and reliability. Every time a bird approaches instead of fleeing, the bird is sending a personal signal directly to you. The signal is recognition. The signal is acknowledgement. The signal is a small form of connection being established. The second signal you need to understand is the signal of return. When a bird returns to your yard repeatedly, the bird is sending a signal. The signal is saying, "This location is reliable." The signal is saying, "This location is worth returning to." The signal is saying, "I have chosen your yard as a resource location." A cardinal that visits your feeder every morning is sending the return signal. The return signal requires that the bird has evaluated your yard and found it suitable. The return signal means the bird trusts the location enough to make repeated investments of time and energy. The return signal is a powerful affirmation. The bird is saying, "You are doing something right." The bird is saying, "Your yard matters to me." The return signal is personal recognition of your effort. The third signal you need to understand is the signal of nesting. When a bird chooses to nest in your yard, the bird is sending an extraordinary signal. The signal is saying, "I trust you with the most vulnerable part of my life." The signal is saying, "I believe you will protect my family." The signal is saying, "I am investing my reproductive future in your yard." Nesting is the highest form of trust a bird can extend. A cardinal that builds a nest in your shrub is sending the nesting signal. The nesting signal is saying, "You have proven yourself trustworthy with what matters most." The nesting signal is an honor. The bird is trusting you with the safety of eggs and nestlings. The nesting signal is a profound personal connection being formed. The fourth signal you need to understand is the signal of vocalization timing. Birds use vocalizations intentionally and strategically. The timing of vocalizations sends signals. A bird that calls when you approach is sending a signal. The signal might be, "I see you," or "I am here," or "I am watching." A bird that falls silent when a predator appears is sending a signal of danger awareness. The birds are communicating with you through timing of calls. The vocalization signals are more sophisticated than many humans realize. The birds are directing vocalizations toward you. The birds are aware of you and communicating with you through sound. The fifth signal you need to understand is the signal of behavioral adaptation. When a bird changes its behavior in response to your presence, the bird is sending a signal. A bird that lands and waits when you sit still, but leaves when you move, is adapting its behavior to your actions. The bird is sending the signal, "I notice your behavior, and I respond to it." The bird is saying, "Your actions matter to me and influence my decisions." The behavioral adaptation signal is a recognition that you are influencing the bird's experience. The bird is adjusting its behavior in relationship to your behavior. The signal is saying, "We are in relationship, and I respond to you." The sixth signal you need to understand is the signal of preference location. When a bird chooses to spend time in one location over another, the bird is sending a signal. A cardinal that consistently perches on the fence railing at the same spot is sending a location preference signal. The signal is saying, "I have chosen this location." The signal is saying, "This location offers what I need." The location preference signals show that birds have reasons and preferences and intentional choices. The birds are not randomly distributed. The birds are making deliberate location choices that communicate their preferences to you. The seventh signal you need to understand is the signal of lingering. When a bird stays longer than necessary, the bird is sending a signal. A sparrow that bathes for extended time instead of quickly departing is sending the lingering signal. The signal is saying, "I feel safe here." The signal is saying, "I am comfortable enough to spend extra time." The lingering signal shows confidence and trust. The bird would not linger if the bird felt threatened or unsafe. The lingering signal is an affirmation that your yard provides a comfortable, safe environment. Let me tell you a story about a woman who came to understand the signals that birds had been sending. This woman had birds visiting her yard for years, but she never really understood what the birds were trying to communicate. The woman saw the birds as decoration or entertainment, but did not realize the birds were sending meaningful signals. Then the woman began learning about bird behavior and bird communication. Suddenly, the woman began to see the signals everywhere. The cardinal that appeared every morning at the window was not random. The cardinal was sending the return signal and the recognition signal. The sparrow that nested in the shrub was not indifferent. The sparrow was sending the trust signal and the highest affirmation. The birds that approached when the woman sat still were sending the approach signal and the safety affirmation. The woman realized that the birds had been communicating with her for years, and she had simply not understood the language. The realization brought tears. The woman understood that the birds had been offering signals of trust and connection, and she had been overlooking them. The woman began paying attention to the signals. The woman began understanding the language. The woman began recognizing that there was a real relationship with the bird community. The signals that had seemed invisible became visible. The communication that had seemed absent became obvious. The woman and the birds had been in relationship all along. The woman had simply not understood it. This story illustrates a profound truth about bird signals and communication. The signals are always being sent, but most humans do not understand them. The birds have been communicating with you for years. The birds have been sending signals of trust and recognition and connection. The signals are real. The signals carry meaning. The signals are invitations to deeper relationship. Understanding the signals transforms how you experience your yard. What does it mean that birds are sending these signals to you personally? It means you are not unnoticed in your yard. It means you matter to the bird community. It means the birds are aware of you and responding to you. It means you are in relationship with the birds, even if you have not understood it. The signals are personal. The signals are directed at you. The birds are communicating with you specifically. Understanding bird signals should change how you approach your responsibilities in your yard. You are not just maintaining a yard. You are in communication with a sentient community. You are receiving signals of trust. You are being offered connection. You are being recognized as significant. Understanding this should inspire you to honor the signals by maintaining the safety and reliability that the signals depend on. The birds have signaled trust. You have the responsibility to prove worthy of that trust. The signals should also inspire you to pay closer attention to your birds. When you understand that every bird behavior might be a signal, you become more attentive. You begin to notice details. You begin to recognize patterns. You begin to understand that the birds in your yard have personalities and preferences and intentions. The birds are not simple creatures. The birds are sophisticated communicators sending meaningful signals. The more you pay attention, the more you understand. The more you understand, the deeper the relationship becomes. There is another implication of understanding bird signals. If birds are sending signals to you, then you are also sending signals to the birds. Your behavior is communicating. Your choices are communicating. Your consistency or inconsistency is communicating. Your kindness or carelessness is communicating. Every day you are sending signals to the bird community through your behavior and your choices. The birds are reading your signals. The birds are responding to your communication. You are in two-way communication with the birds. You are sending signals and receiving signals. The conversation is happening. The communication is real. Understanding bird signals and the communication that is happening in your yard should inspire a deepening sense of wonder. You are not alone in your yard. You are in a community. You are in relationship. You are in communication. The birds are trying to tell you something. The signals are carrying meaning. The message is one of trust, recognition, connection, and invitation. The message is saying, "We see you, we trust you, we choose your yard, we are in relationship with you." The message is profound. The message is beautiful. The message has been sent countless times and is continuing right now. Understanding the message transforms everything about how you experience your yard and your birds. The signals are real. The communication is real. The personal connection is real. And now that you understand, you can never again see your yard the way you did before.